chosen ones, listen carefully. This is a divine rescue mission unfolding in real time, and your spirit already knows it. God is pulling you out of every cloud of confusion the enemy placed around your mind. The way Psalm 34:17 declares, "The righteous cry out, and the Lord hears them. He delivers them from all their troubles." Everything you are about to hear is a lifeline sent at the exact second heaven intended for you to receive it. The doubt they planted in your spirit was a lie. The limits they spoke over your destiny were a lie. The people who clapped for you in public but prayed against you in private were lies wrapped in skin. Every whisper meant to shrink your calling, every situation designed to drain your strength, every illusion that tried to convince you that you were small, weak, or confused was nothing more than a fraud crafted to distract you from the power God placed inside you since before you were born. And now God is calling you with urgency, saying, "Chosen one, let no one fool you." You are not confused. You are not weak. You are not imagining the spiritual tension around you. You are under attack because you carry a calling the enemy fears. His words echo Isaiah 41:13. "For I am the Lord your God, who takes hold of your right hand and says to you, 'Do not fear, I will help you.'" That is why this message found you. That is why something in your spirit pulled you here. Nothing about this moment is accidental. This is divine intervention unfolding in the middle of what looked like an ordinary day. But before this revelation hits your spirit, pause with intention. Like this video, so the warning reaches other chosen ones desperately needing it. Subscribe and help us reach 96,000 strong, so more souls awaken to the truth hidden behind the world's deception. Comment the number 99, the symbol of divine protection, spiritual clarity, and the breaking of illusion. When you write it, you are declaring, "God, open my eyes, reveal the truth, expose every lie." If you are truly a chosen one, your entire being will feel the urgency of this message. You will not want to look away, because deep down you know something has been shifting around you. People have been acting strangely. Their masks have been slipping. Conversations that once felt innocent now feel heavy. You have sensed spiritual pressure rising inside you. You have known in your bones that a revelation was coming, and now it is here. But hear this clearly: if your spirit is not ready for truth, you will not make it to the end of this message. Because the truth does not comfort illusions, it destroys them, and illusions never die quietly. But if you are ready, if you stay until the end, God is about to expose every liar, manipulator, pretender, and hidden enemy in your life. The veil is lifting. Clarity is coming. For the chosen ones who remain, something powerful will awaken inside you. Your discernment will sharpen. Your spirit will strengthen. Your vision will clear the way Jesus promised in John 8:32. Then you will know the truth, and the truth will set you free. And when your eyes open this time, you will never let anyone fool you again. Before we go further, if your spirit bears witness to this truth, act on it now. Like this message as your agreement. Subscribe so you never miss a word heaven sends your way. Drop your city and nation in the comments so the remnant God is awakening across the earth can stand together in unity. And to those supporting us and giving into this ministry, whether through the comment section or the super thanks feature, hear me. You are not just a giver, you are a collaborator. We are partners in this divine assignment. Your seed is not random, it is a prophetic yes. It is you saying, "Lord, I trust your warning. I align myself with your protection. May your seed rise as a shield in the Spirit, speaking louder than any trap formed against you. Now stay with me. Chosen one, the time has come for you to see the truth that has been hidden from many. God Himself is calling you to wake up and recognize that everything designed to mislead you, distract you, or trap you has been nothing but illusion. The whispers of sudden wealth, the glitter of empty promises, the glow of shallow relationships that seem perfect on the surface are nothing but shadows made to deceive. God is urging you to open your eyes and perceive the truth beyond appearances, just as 1 Samuel 16:7 reminds us. The Lord does not look at the things people look at. People look at the outward appearance, but the Lord looks at the heart. The world around you is filled with energies attempting to blind you, shake your faith, and derail your divine path. People can be used, circumstances can be manipulated, even your own thoughts can be infiltrated by forces working quietly against your purpose. But God has marked you, chosen you, and set you on a path no illusion can stop. The lies may look convincing, the distractions may feel comforting, the opportunities may appear heaven-sent, but your heart, intuition, and spiritual awareness are the shields that protect you from deception. Do not underestimate the power of discernment. Just like a farmer separates wheat from chaff, God is calling you now to separate truth from falsehood. Every encounter, every miracle, every shift in atmosphere is a test of your spiritual eyes. Feel it, discern it, recognize it. If it does not align with God, it is a lie, no matter how beautiful it looks. Remember the warning from Colossians 2:8. See to it that no one takes you captive through hollow and deceptive philosophy. This is not casual advice. This is a divine decree over your life. You are entering a season of rapid transformation, and with great transformation comes intensified temptation. The world will try to trick you with people who seem supportive, with opportunities that shine, with energy that feels uplifting but carries hidden traps. God is warning you not to fall for these illusions, because your rise is sacred. You stand at the edge of destiny, like someone standing at the top of a great cliff, with the wind of opportunity pushing you forward. But illusions are trying to pull you off balance, trying to distort your focus, trying to drag you off the flight path God prepared for you since the beginning. This is why your spiritual senses must sharpen, why your awareness must rise above the noise. Set your intentions, pray without ceasing, guard your heart. People may deceive you, situations may mislead you, but if you anchor yourself in God's truth, you will not be shaken. This season demands vigilance, courage, unwavering faith. As your life moves toward a major shift, deception will rise. False signs, fake miracles, spiritual traps appearing at every corner, some shaped like people pretending to guide you, others disguised as effortless opportunities. But God is reminding you that not all that glitters is gold. Proverbs 14:12 warns, "There is a way that appears to be right, but in the end it leads to death." Some of the most attractive offers are the most dangerous ones. You may encounter relationships that seem sincere but carry hidden agendas. Friendships that drain you but call it love. Opportunities that consume you but pretend to be breakthroughs. These are not coincidences. This is the battlefield of your transformation. God is urging you to recognize them, to reject what does not serve your rise, to protect your energy fiercely. Spiritual traps are subtle. They come wrapped in kindness, generosity, charm, or glittering opportunity. But every false sign is designed to delay your breakthrough. Trust the voice inside you, the one God placed there, the one that senses truth long before logic catches up. Hold fast, stay alert, stay anchored in God's guidance. Your rise cannot be stolen. You are protected, you are seen, you are guided, and you are stepping into a clarity that will silence every lie ever spoken over your life. Despite the trials gathering around you, God is declaring that you are ready, even if you do not feel ready, even if your mind doubts, even if your heart trembles, because every setback, every heartbreak, every sleepless night, every unanswered prayer has been shaping you for this exact moment. The way Romans 5:3-4 says, suffering produces perseverance, perseverance, character, and character, hope. And you must understand that you are standing at the threshold of a transformation that will redefine your identity, your strength, and your destiny in ways you cannot yet imagine. Think of a caterpillar wrapped in darkness, seemingly forgotten, seemingly motionless, yet undergoing the most profound transformation, hidden from every eye. And just like that caterpillar, your growth has been silent but unstoppable, unseen but undeniable. And although people around you may overlook your evolution or dismiss your rise because they cannot see what God is building within you, heaven sees it clearly, and heaven's plan is unfolding with precision. Your elevation is already in motion, and nothing can interrupt what God has initiated. Let this truth strengthen your courage, because you have already been equipped with the clarity, resilience, and spiritual depth needed for the next chapter. And though the world may tremble with deception around you, your faith will be your compass, your anchor, your fortress. Change is coming suddenly, rapidly, and invisibly, like lightning behind a cloud, and you will begin to notice shifts you never predicted. Changes in your thoughts, your energy, your desires, even the way you view yourself, because God is upgrading you internally before revealing you externally. This is a hidden elevation, a sacred rising, one God is shielding from the eyes of the jealous, the doubtful, and the unprepared. The same way Psalm 27:5 says, "For in the day of trouble he will keep me safe in his dwelling. He will hide me in the shelter of his sacred tent." God is hiding your rise so that it grows without interference, because the most powerful transformations happen underground. A seed does its deepest growing in total darkness, yet its roots become unshakable, and that is exactly what is happening to you right now. Your discernment will become sharper than it has ever been. Your voice will gain authority. Your presence will carry a weight that others feel before you speak, and your intuition will begin to guide you with striking accuracy, because your spirit is aligning with God's frequency. Even your physical body will begin to change. Your energy, your clarity, your momentum, your endurance, because transformation is never only spiritual, it touches every layer of you. This is why you may feel sudden bursts of motivation or unexpected waves of exhaustion, because your spirit is doing work your body is adjusting to. Do not fear it, embrace it. Every shift is purposeful. Your influence will expand not through force, but through divine magnetism, drawing people, opportunities, and blessings toward you simply because of the radiance you carry. But remember this, your rise is not meant to be paraded or displayed before it is complete, which is why God has cloaked this season in secrecy, protecting you from the envy and disruption that could hinder what is growing inside you. It is a blessing to be hidden while you are being made powerful. Trust this privacy. Trust this shelter. Trust this timing. Like a seed pushing through soil, your emergence will be seen only when the moment is right, and when it happens, nothing and no one will be able to deny the transformation. Stay aligned, stay inward, stay grounded, because the greatest version of you is being formed right now under the hand of God, and no force on earth or in the spiritual realm can stop what heaven has already ordained. As your life rises, false attractions will multiply, and the world will suddenly feel full of shiny paths, open doors, flattering voices, and effortless rewards that seem to fall into your lap. But chosen one, not everything that comes easily comes from God. And you must remember the warning of Proverbs 4:23, above all else, guard your heart, for everything you do flows from it. Because this season is saturated with illusions sent to mislead those who are unprepared. The enemy studies your desires, your weaknesses, your longings, and he constructs bait that looks like blessings, relationships that sparkle at first glance, opportunities that seem perfect, and promises that feel like destiny. But God is urging you to stay vigilant, because sudden wealth that appears without alignment, relationships that feel too flawless to be real, or offers that require you to silence your spirit, are often traps dressed as miracles. Consider the traveler who walked a golden path, but never realized that every glittering stone was placed there by those who envied his journey. And in the same way, many will try to steer you away from your divine trajectory through charm, kindness, or emotional persuasion. Their agendas are hidden behind smiles, but their intentions are revealed through spiritual misalignment. And this is why God calls you to sharpen your discernment daily. Just as Hebrews 5:14 says, "But solid food is for the mature, who by constant use have trained themselves to distinguish good from evil," because distinguishing truth from illusion is a skill you must carry like armor. Genuine blessings come in peace, clarity, and alignment. They never require you to shrink, compromise, or silence the voice God placed inside you. But deceptive blessings will always demand that you trade your integrity, your energy, or your spiritual grounding for something that looks good but feels wrong. If it confuses your spirit, if it drains your energy, if it dims your light even a little, it is not from God. This is the season to set boundaries so firm they shake the atmosphere. Boundaries that protect your purpose from emotional leeches, spiritual opportunists, and those who only approach you when they sense your rise. You must build a sacred space around your life, a fortress of intention where only those aligned with your purpose can enter, and every yes you give must be deliberate, while every no must be confident and guilt-free. Remember that boundaries are not walls to keep love out, but doors to keep danger from stepping into holy places. Like a garden that must be weeded relentlessly to allow flowers to bloom freely, your life needs clear separation from conversations, environments, habits, and people who cloud your mind or dim your frequency. It is not selfish to protect your growth. It is obedience to God's calling. And the stronger your boundaries become, the faster your rise unfolds. But with elevation comes exposure, and the energies that no longer serve you will rise up aggressively, disguised as old patterns, sudden distractions, or familiar temptations, trying to pull you back into cycles God has already broken. These are tests, not threats, and God wants you to recognize them instantly. Distractions will come through gossip that seems harmless, opportunities that look small but compromise your integrity, people you thought you left behind who suddenly reappear with emotional hooks. And each one of these moments is a crossroads, asking you to choose between your old self and your rising self. Stabilize your spirit with prayer, fasting, meditation, and grounding practices, because these are not rituals, but weapons. Every prayer strengthens your shield. Every moment of stillness sharpens your intuition. Every act of faith strengthens your foundation. Negative thoughts, fear, and old insecurities may try to resurface, but they hold no power unless you feed them. Replace them with truth, because 2 Timothy 1:7 declares, "For God has not given us a spirit of fear, but of power and of love and of a sound mind." And as you anchor yourself in this truth, your frequency will rise so high that deception cannot touch you. The world may tremble with chaos, but your stability will radiate outward like a fortress of light, attracting what is aligned and repelling what is false. This is your season to be unshakable, unmovable, unbreakable, because you are stepping into the greatest transformation of your life, and nothing crafted against you can alter what God has decreed. In the nights ahead, you may encounter a dream unlike any you have seen before, a vision of a figure wearing a wooden crown, moving steadily toward a radiant light and chosen one. Understand, this is not imagination, not coincidence, not a random flicker of the subconscious, but a divine message delivered straight into the core of your spirit. A confirmation that heaven has acknowledged your readiness for the hidden rise unfolding within you, just as Job 33:14-15 reveals. For God does speak, now one way, now another, though no one perceives it. In a dream, in a vision of the night when deep sleep falls on people. And this dream carries meaning deeper than symbolism, because the wooden crown represents humility, spiritual authority, and transformation, born not from pride, but from endurance. It signifies that your suffering has produced strength, your patience has produced wisdom, and your faith has produced a new level of authority that even you haven't fully realized. And the figure moving toward the light is your spirit in its ascending form, stepping boldly into the destiny God crafted for you long before you took your first breath. When this dream visits you, treat it as a sacred confirmation that your preparation has been sufficient and your elevation is imminent. Hold it close to your heart, the way Mary treasured the angel's words in Luke 2:19, letting it anchor you whenever doubt tries to creep in, because no matter what is happening around you or who tries to disrupt your momentum, God's approval is greater than any earthly resistance. But this revelation also demands swift and intentional action, because the spiritual atmosphere around you is accelerating, and hesitation can cost alignment, not because God withdraws his promise, but because your rise is tied to obedience and timing. This is not a season for delay, not a season for second guessing, not a season for spiritual sleepiness. Every decision you make right now is shaping the road beneath your feet. You must declutter your environment. Release the people who no longer fit the story God is writing. Break ties with habits that dilute your strength, and eliminate the noise that competes with God's voice. Preparation now is not optional. It is an act of obedience, an expression of readiness, and a declaration that you refuse to sabotage the destiny heaven is placing in your hands. Take action with urgency, but not desperation, certainty, but not arrogance, confidence, but not carelessness. God has already paved the way for your transformation, and your only task is to step onto the path with courage, clarity, and unwavering faith. And in this divine orchestration, do not be surprised when someone from your past reappears, not to reopen old wounds, but to serve as a bridge, a guide, or a divine instrument of support, sent precisely at the moment you need it. Because God often uses the familiar to unlock the unfamiliar. He uses the past to shift the present, and He uses people you thought were long gone to deliver resources, wisdom, or alignment that push you into your next season. Remember Genesis 50:20, "You intended to harm me, but God intended it for good." Because even the painful chapters of your past can be redeemed into blessings in God's perfect timing. But discernment is key, because not everyone who returns is meant to stay. Some return to close a cycle, some return to strengthen you, and some return to propel you forward through a single conversation, insight, or act of kindness. Stay open, but spiritually alert, welcoming what aligns and releasing what does not, because your path cannot afford unnecessary weight. You are walking into a version of yourself that carries spiritual authority, emotional strength, and divine momentum, and everything God has allowed you to endure has been training you for this season. You are stepping into a new identity, one that commands respect without demanding it, attracts blessings without chasing them, and influences others without forcing your light upon them. This is more than growth. This is ascension. And every step forward is aligning you with the destiny God has already written, secured, and blessed. Nothing can block it. Nothing can reverse it. Nothing can undo it, because what God has ordained for you cannot be stolen, weakened, or delayed by any earthly or spiritual force. This is not a time for complacency, chosen one, because every moment in this season carries spiritual weight, and every encounter shapes the direction of your destiny. And as the atmosphere around you intensifies with hidden forces, both divine and deceptive, God is calling you to sharpen your awareness, like a warrior preparing for battle. You cannot afford spiritual dullness now, because the enemy does not always come roaring. Sometimes he comes whispering, smiling, flattering. And this is why 1 Peter 5:8 commands, "Be alert and of sober mind." Your enemy, the devil, prowls around like a roaring lion, looking for someone to devour. And your task in this season is to discern truth from illusion the very moment it presents itself. Because illusions are expertly crafted to look like blessings, to feel like alignment, to mimic God's voice with eerie accuracy. And if your spirit is not sharp, you may mistake a trap for a breakthrough. This is why your discernment must be more precise than ever before, your inner vision more focused, your spiritual senses more awakened, because you are moving through territory where every step matters. The world will show you offers dipped in gold, but hidden inside are distractions designed to pull you off course. Relationships may appear genuine, but carry quiet intentions that conflict with your calling. Opportunities may seem divinely timed, but require you to shrink, settle, or step away from your purpose. You must see through it instantly, the way Jesus said in Matthew 7:15. Beware of false prophets who come to you in sheep's clothing, but inwardly they are ravenous wolves. And the same principle applies to every area of your life right now. Not everything that looks harmless is harmless. Not everything that looks kind is kind. Not everything that looks aligned is aligned. This season will test your ability to stay grounded while the world around you swirls in confusion. And the sharper your discernment grows, the less likely you are to be pulled into these traps. Prayer must become your daily breath. Meditation, your daily anchor. Reflection, your daily cleansing. Because these are not routines but weapons that sharpen the blade of your spiritual perception. Stand alert, because illusions are everywhere, dressed in sweetness, ease, rise and opportunity, but carrying poison meant to delay your rise. And God is urging you to expose every false sign boldly, because truth is your protection. Lies lose their power the moment you name them. Illusions break the moment you refuse them. Deception dissolves the moment you recognize its source. Examine every situation carefully. Does it bring peace or agitation, clarity or confusion, elevation or depletion? Because confusion never comes from God, and anything that drains your spirit is not aligned with your purpose. Refusal is not weakness, it is strength, and every no you speak to illusion is a yes to your destiny. This is why Psalm 101:7 says, "No one who practices deceit will dwell in my house. No one who speaks falsely will stand in my presence." And in the same way, deceit cannot dwell in your spiritual environment unless you tolerate it. Guard your heart fiercely, because emotional attacks in this season will be subtle, coming through compliments that feel too strategic, kindness that feels too sudden, words that sound supportive but carry a quiet agenda. Not every smile is from God, and not every hand extended toward you is meant to lift you. Your emotions are sacred instruments meant to guide you toward alignment, not tools for others to manipulate. And this is why you must filter every connection through the lens of your spirit, not your loneliness, not your history, not your hope, but your spirit, because that is where truth speaks first. Guarding your heart is not isolation, it is wisdom, and it protects you from people who want access to your rise, but not responsibility for your journey. But not all attacks are loud. Many are silent, invisible, and subtle, slipping through the cracks of your awareness while you focus on bigger battles. And these silent attacks aim to weaken your confidence, drain your energy, cloud your intuition, introduce doubt, fear, or emotional turbulence that feels random but is deeply intentional. Ephesians 6:12 reminds you, "For our struggle is not against flesh and blood, but against the rulers, against the authorities, against the powers of this dark world." And this is why your vigilance must be constant. Every prayer you whisper builds a shield around your spirit. Every affirmation reinforces your inner authority. Every act of faith strengthens your armor. Silent sabotage can attempt to confuse you, intimidate you, or disrupt your momentum. But it cannot succeed because you are anchored in God, and what is anchored cannot be moved. Yet you must also guard your engagements carefully, because not everyone around you has pure motives. Some want your light, but not your growth. Your wisdom, but not your boundaries. Your presence, but not your purpose. And God is warning you that engagement without discernment is dangerous. Hidden intentions often masquerade as kindness, generosity, or empathy. And you must read between the lines, listening not only to what is said, but to what is unsaid, to what your spirit senses beneath the surface. Protect your conversations, your alliances, your creative ideas, your vulnerability, your time, your energy, because all of these are sacred resources fueling your rise. This is not isolation, it is protection, and when you walk carefully, choose wisely, and connect intentionally, every step forward becomes safe, aligned, and divinely orchestrated. Your energy is now your most powerful currency, and God is reminding you it must be handled with discipline, because pure, focused energy attracts alignment, while scattered, drained energy attracts deception. This is why discipline is essential. Discipline in your habits, your thoughts, your environment, your boundaries, and your spiritual practices. Philippians 4:8 gives you the blueprint. Whatever is true, whatever is noble, whatever is right, whatever is pure, whatever is lovely, whatever is admirable, think about such things, because your energy follows your focus, and your destiny follows your energy. Protect it fiercely. And finally, you must release every past soul tie that still lingers in your spirit, every emotional bond that drains you, every attachment that pulls you backward, because you cannot ascend while you're tied to what God has already called you out of. Release with intention, with prayer, with blessing, and with finality, allowing God to break every invisible chain so your spirit can rise freely. This is your season to walk forward, even if the path feels solitary, because solitude with God is safer than companionship with the wrong people. And in the quiet, His voice becomes unmistakably clear. Walking alone does not mean you are abandoned, chosen one, because in this season of elevation, solitude is not punishment, it is positioning, a holy separation crafted by God so His voice can rise above every distraction. And though others may not understand your silence, your distance, or your focus, God understands it perfectly because He is the one who called you into it. Psalm 62:5 declares, "Yes, my soul, find rest in God. My hope comes from Him." And in this sacred quiet, God is amplifying His guidance, strengthening your intuition, and aligning your steps with supernatural precision, because your journey is too important to be shaped by opinions, noise, or emotional clutter. Walking alone strips away every false comfort so that only truth remains, sharpening your awareness and revealing which paths are yours and which were never meant for you. And as you step forward, heaven is escorting you, angels are surrounding you, and God is going before you as promised in Deuteronomy 31:8. The Lord Himself goes before you and will be with you. He will never leave you nor forsake you, which means even when your life feels quiet, you are moving under divine surveillance. Your rise is not happening in isolation, but in partnership with heaven. And now, chosen one, you are entering a moment where every test, every warning, every revelation, every separation, every spiritual sharpening comes together into a single truth. You are becoming the person God always intended you to be. Your discernment is no longer a flicker, it is a flame. Your boundaries are no longer shaky, they are fortified. Your spirit is no longer fragile, it is anchored. Your energy is no longer leaking, it is concentrated. Your vision is no longer clouded, it is bright with purpose. You have been refined, strengthened, awakened, and transformed through battles both seen and unseen. You have endured attacks, betrayals, illusions, delays, and silent warfare, yet you stand here stronger, wiser, clearer, and spiritually matured. Isaiah 61 declares, "Arise, shine, for your light has come, and the glory of the Lord rises upon you." And that scripture is now becoming the reality of your life, because your elevation is not ahead of you, it is here. But hear this final warning. As your light rises, darkness will react. Not because you are weak, but because you are powerful. Not because you are confused, but because you are chosen. Not because you are failing, but because you are succeeding. The enemy does not attack the insignificant. He attacks the destined, and you are stepping into a destiny that threatens his agenda. That is why your awareness must remain sharp, your heart guarded, your energy protected, your boundaries firm, and your spirit aligned with God's voice above every other voice. Do not be surprised when old spirits try to return. when old habits try to whisper, when old distractions try to reattach themselves, because elevation always triggers spiritual resistance. But Romans 8:31 reminds you, if God is for us, who can be against us? And no force in the physical or spiritual realm can override a destiny God has decreed. Walk boldly now, chosen one, because your transformation is complete, your readiness undeniable, your authority activated. You are stepping into a season where everything that once intimidated you will bow before the strength God has built within you. Opportunities will align, purpose will unfold, clarity will sharpen, and the world will feel your rise even before they understand it. This is your moment to walk with confidence, to carry your anointing with humility, to guard your spirit with vigilance, and to honor the calling God placed on your life with every step you take. You are not who you were. You are who God has shaped you to become. The veil has lifted, the illusions have shattered, the truth has been revealed, and nothing will ever blind you again. Now, step forward, chosen one, because the world is about to witness a rise that only heaven could orchestrate. And your destiny begins the moment you decide to walk fearlessly into the identity God has prepared for you since the beginning of time. Amen.